Let's talk milking stanchions. Hey, I'm Corey, and this is our custom designed and built milking stanchion we made for our Jersey cow summer. Working with animals, hello. When we were researching cow stanchions, we struggled to find specific information about height, width, functionality, feed drum height, head stall width, adjustability in these arms here. So after a bit of time detailing some pictures, we come up with a design for us, and it works really, really well. So today I'm going to take you on a tour, and I'm going to run through all the specs, the measurements, the sizes, the materials, and the methods that we used to end up with something like this. But first, I want to show you it in action. Now, we don't milk every morning, but our milking mornings start from the night before when we separate the calves. Someone, come on, hey. Good girl. For my breakfast, I make it the night before because I like it soaked oats in the fridge. We make Miss Summers the night before as well. We go about 4 good scoops of some loosened chaff. So then we go 2 hummus buckets worth. These are just like 1 kilo hummus containers. So 2 of them of this cattle cube. And then we come over to the next tub. 1 of them, about that much. Handful of copra, about that much, and then we do a bit of a dollop of molasses, and I make a little hollow in the middle of the feed in the bucket, and this much. And it's very sticky stuff, so we're just going to wait for it to go. Wipe it off. Oh, brings back memories of licorice. And that molasses will kind of soak through. Just sort of work its way down overnight. Lid. And that's her feed ready for the morning.
Morning. Come on, I'm coming. Ready? So what we're doing here with Dawn is it helps Summer let down. At first we were having trouble with her kind of withholding milk, and this is one of the ways that people can use to get the cow nice and relaxed and comfortable and letting down that milk. Once Dawn is feeding consistently on 1 teat, we know that she's kind of let down. If she's still swapping from like teat to teat, then she's still trying to get Summer to let down. So we'll give her a minute or so and then we'll pull her off and then we'll go in and milk. So I think we're doing pretty good.
Good girl.
All clear. She got milk on her nose.
We have milk.
And she's out. Nice. And that's milking. I'll leave them to their breakfast. Alright, come in and start doing stuff now.
So you've seen how it works. Now let me tell you how we made it. All right, let's go full steel nerd. We'll start with the main hoop structure. Now the main hoop structure you can see here is two pieces exactly the same, and they're side by side to create the stanchion frame itself. Now the main hoop is made out of 40 NB pipe with a 3.2mm wall thickness. Now the height of it from the ground to the top here is 1750. The length between this post and the next post is 2 meters. So that's how big we made it. Now we made it round on the corners because firstly, I didn't want any sharp edges, and it's a little bit less welding, and I really like the look of the round corners. And we also have a tube bender that we made a little video of, so check that one out. That's the main hoop. Now for the sides. They're made out of 25 NB pipe with a 3.2mm wall thickness. Now this one here is 1 meter off the ground, and I have it only going approximately halfway because when Summer's in here, we don't want her to come out. But there is a 900mm gap here where Mrs. RP has access to the milking end of the cow. Now on the other side, oh, it's my tape measure. Don't eat my tape measure. Now on the other side, we have the same 25 NB pipe, and they are at 300mm spacings, and they're 150mm off the ground for the first one, because when we hose and sweep it out, we don't want any pipe down on the ground, so we can, you know, hose all the dirt and hay and whatever out off the concrete pad. We also put mesh on the side there and the end of the gate, because when the calves are in here overnight, come morning, they're a little bit hungry and they try and get through to get milk from Summer. So the mesh really helps to keep them out from doing that. You're so nosy. So the business end, this is where all the action happens. Well, breakfast anyway, all right? So this bit of steel here, you'll notice has 2 slots in the top. So these head stays, we'll call these head stays, they can move back and forth. This one has a slot as well. Now we don't really move this one. That one just kind of stays in that fixed position. Just kind of, that's what's worked out best for us. But at the time, I made it fully adjustable, top and bottom, because we just wanted to have that adjustability in case I mean, this fits Summer, but we might end up with, like, say, when Dawny's bigger, Dawny might be a smaller cow or a bigger cow, bigger neck, who knows. So we got that adjustability in the top here. Now the width between the two side frames is 800 millimeters, and we find that is a really good width for when Summer comes in. She can't really move. She's got a bit of movement from side to side, but she can't turn around or anything like that. So 800 is a good width. Now down the bottom here, we have two more slots that we made for the bottom of the head stays, and they also have all holes that you can see, so we can widen or narrow the bottom of the head stay. So we've found the position where is best for us. So when we bring up the head stay and we lock the bolt in, right, the actual gap between here is 170 millimeters. So 170 works out well for Summer, because when Summer's got her head in here, she actually has still a good bit of movement in there. Has her neck in here, sorry, her head's out here. And she can reach either side of this feed drum very comfortably. So to fit the square pipe on the round tube, I just used a 48mm hole saw, and I drilled through the square tube, and that gave me a nice little scallop, or fish mouth you call it, and that fitted perfectly onto the round, and that enabled me to weld around it to attach it. Now the height of these, right, so from the ground where Summer will stand, the height to here is 700 millimeters, and the height to the top, or to the bottom of the top here, is 1500. So that's a great height for our cow. So the feed drum. The reason why we used a blue drum is because, first, we have blue drums. Secondly, with the blue drum is it fits a good amount of food in there for the morning feed. I left this bit extra on of the drum because Summer tends to flick her food around a lot, right? So basically, I come up with this idea of only cutting, say, just over a quarter out of the drum, like if it was a cake, for example, like a good serving of cake, a bit more than a quarter, and that kind of left a good upstand, good access. She doesn't hit her head on here. She has plenty of room, and that's working really, really good for us. Now, from the measurement from, if you're interested, from where she puts her neck through, the stay to the drum, this edge is 400 millimeters. So that's how much room she has to start swaying her head around, getting all the good food. So the feed drum sits on a 25 by 25 steel frame, which is just some square tube like a little U shape, and that's welded back to the main hoops, and that comes out about 300 millimeters, and the drum sits on it, and it's bolted through that, and it's also tech screwed into the square tube frame here. Now the whole lot is one fully welded structure, and it's bolted to the ground. So I had to weld some plates on the bottom, and we used some 100mm ground anchor bolts, and we bolted it to the concrete slab, and it is rigid. It's not going anywhere. Okay, a quick overview. Steel stanchion, 40 NB pipe, 25 NB pipe, blue drum as the feed drum. Length, 2 meters. In between width, 800. The height at this end is 1750. The height at the other end is 1400. The feed drum is 700mm off the ground. Oh, and don't forget this. I made this little shelf so she can put her, udder balm and little washing stuff on it. What do you think? If you want to know more, leave a comment. Let's talk about it. See you on the next one.